Okay, hey Nathan, I just decided to make a video on this since there's quite a bit to it actually. I'm not going to put like the whole thing, but I'm going to do a lot more than I did in that little drawing. So, okay, basically what I have is, I'm going to start out with that actual cell, what is used to separate the hydrogen and oxygen from the water. It's just like a big system of like electrolysis, and it's when you pass electricity through water. So I'm rebuilding the cell, like I said. This is part of it here. I use this certain grade of stainless steel plates, and I don't know if you can see it, but you can, but there's like this strange rust on these plates, and that's one reason I'm rebuilding it, because I got info on how to prevent that and stop it after it's occurred. So next time I'm just going to start over on the cell and rebuild that part, but I am going to kind of reuse some of these and just like remove all this rust. And this actually happens when I machined it, and like the drill bit and the saw like deposited some iron on the plate, and it kind of just messed it up. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. But okay, the way the cell is set up, there's two of these. Okay, wait, let me put on this new lens real fast. There, that's a little bit better. But there's two of these plates. These are actually cutting boards, but they're cut to like 5x5 square, and they have hose barbs that are like JB welded in the top. I did that like yesterday. And anyways, there would be like a gasket. This is a gasket that I use that separates the plates from each other, and like one of these would go like this, no, actually like this, and then a plate would be put down here like that, so water would be able to pass through these holes here and then come out the hose barb here, and then that pattern is just repeated. And there are charged plates and there's neutral plates, so some plates are positive, some are negative, and some are neutral, and I have that all set up. But this would be a neutral plate. This would be a charged plate, because you can see it has like this connection over here, and this wire right here would like connect to it pretty much. So that's what it is. But yeah, you kind of get the idea, hopefully. But so I'm gonna have, I think, 28 plates in all, and like I said, like in that order, like it'd be a positive, 2 neutrals, a negative, 2 neutrals, and a positive, and this just repeat that pattern all the way through the whole thing. And then this would be stacked up really high once you just put more plates on. But you can see I have more here. I ordered like 26 plates online. I should have just gotten 28. I don't know what I was thinking, but that costs like $80 because it's like some kind of crazy grade of stainless steel. But yeah, that's pretty much how the cell is set up, and you can see how these wires connect. I think I'm going to have a total of 10 charged plates in the whole cell, so the rest of them would be neutral. But yeah, right now I'm rebuilding the cell, so it's kind of in the process of doing all that stuff. Okay, I'm going to get on to the electronics. And this is just like for the cell. I have a whole nother setup downstairs or in my garage that it just takes the gas, and then it separates the gas from the water kind of, and does stuff, and it pumps water through the cell to help cool it down, because the plates get really hot, because I'm pumping around like 20 amps, which is quite a bit through all those plates. But you can see here, this is what I have right now. I do plan on upgrading for like the post-width modulator, which is just like a controller that can control large amount of current and large amount of voltage. That could be helpful with you. I might research some of that. But I have my amp meter here. Let's see. it's a 30. This power supply, this is made for a computer. It's called an ATX power supply, and it has a variety of outputs, but I just selected the 12 volt, which is this yellow cable, and I just kind of modified it inside a little bit and took only the yellow cables and the black, which is the ground or negative, and I used those. So my system is running on 12 volts. The current, the amps, that's the reason I have the amp meter here, is because the more, like, the higher concentration of the electrolyte, like the more of the chemical or the salt I have in the water, the higher, like the less resistance the cell has, and that means like the more amps. So the less resistance, it increases the amps. So that's why I have this, just to monitor and make sure I don't exceed the capacity of this, which is this can output 30 amps at 12 volts. So I do that. So this is a 30 amp meter, and I do plan on putting a capacitor in parallel with these two wires, the positive and the negative. And that, just like, I was testing this before with like my 13 plate cell, and it was like the amperage, like this needle was going like crazy fluctuations, and the capacitor just would help with that. And I would need a really big one, like I was saying in that little schematic, like half a farad, which is huge actually. Here I have the schematic again of everything that I wanted. Oh, I didn't put the post width modulator in this one, but pretty much this is just the power cord for the. This just plugs into the wall, the AC in. That's what I meant to make it look like a power cord, but this just goes to my ATX, the computer power supply over here, and then out of the computer power supply I have the ground and 12 volt, and then the ground goes to the amp meter, and then right now I have just like the clip coming off the other end of that meter, and then the 12 volt just has a wire going to the clip here. So that's all there. Yeah, and then so that's pretty much my electronics right now. But like I said, I definitely plan on putting a capacitor in there, and maybe later on I'll put a PWM controller. And the PWM, that could be helpful to you because it controls like voltages and amperages, and it kind of simulates different voltages almost. Pretty much it just pulses the electricity really fast, and it changes the pulses, and it simulates voltages really, and you can control it like that. And I might put that in here, but I would have to create it first, or you could buy one online too. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the electronics right now. I do have a pump again, just set up in my garage with the rest of the setup, and I might make a video of that later. But right now it's too dark in there, and this camera doesn't pick it up too well, so I'll make that tomorrow. But here's the torch. I actually went to Lowe's yesterday and picked up some stuff for this. The tip of it is, I think I took a picture of it, but there's a tiny hole up here, and that's where the gas comes out, and you just light that, and that's the torch. And then here's the rest of it. This plugs into this is a hose barb that I plug the gas output of my system into that. And there's a valve here, so if I want to shut it off, I just close it and open it really fast, and that'll stop the flame. But that's pretty much it. I might show my setup downstairs tomorrow, but it's too dark in that garage, and I don't feel like bringing all that stuff up here in my room. But so yeah, that's really it. This power supply wasn't too expensive. The amp meter I got from like China or something, it seems to work okay for being from China. Yep, if you have any more questions, just tell me. I'm gonna get back on Xbox. Right now I'm just making the video. So I'll talk to you later. I hope this gets on Facebook.